What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zebec today, ZBCN. It is the 9th day of January, and here we are sitting at about $0.003 with 6 hours and 42 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Let's get into it, okay? So again, there's this thought in my head while we've been finding resistance here that there is such a thing as a double top. Hell, there's even such a thing as a triple top, but there's no such thing as a quadruple top, my friends. We are likely going to break out of this area at high velocity any day now. It could be today, could be tomorrow, could be the next day. It'd be surprising if it took longer than that, but at the same time, it is Friday. We have the weekend upon us. Maybe we do move sideways for a day or two, and then we move up. Whether it's that we move up on the 12th, the 13th, or it happens on the 10th, the 11th, I don't think it's really that important, right? It's going to happen very, very soon. And likely from here, the area that we expect you to go is somewhere around 004 to 0044. And there's a bunch of... There are other targets that make sense as well, but I feel like that area is the most cohesive to what makes sense in my opinion. I mean, if we look at this here, the 0.5 is right there. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but the 0.5 is a very significant area in crypto for whatever reason. Since 2023, I feel like a lot of cryptos, not I feel like, we've observed a lot of cryptos finding significance on the 0.5. That 0.5 is also at the relative area of your golden ratio, and the golden ratio itself is more like a zone. So 0.004, maybe 0.0044, something like that. You have resistance and support all throughout this area. It's kind of in the heart of this overall range as a whole. I mean, it makes a lot of sense to me, but if we don't stop there, there's also sense to be made out of 0046, 005 even. It's unlikely that we push higher than those prices, at least immediately. Inevitably, we will get there, right? But there will be some dilly-dallies along the way. It's not going to be one fell swoop move. What we're talking about here is the breakout. Where's the breakout going to take us? And I would really think that it does take us somewhere between 0.004 and 005, but likely somewhere in this kind of lower range, not the higher range. And then we can work our way up from there. By the end of this month of January, it's very possible that Zebec is back above 005, if not at least flirting or charging toward those areas. Looking at this here, it really does seem as though we've got this nice kind of like Adam and Eve double bottom is what it looks like. And it's not a double bottom. It's a double bottom, but it's also a triple bottom, right? And that's a very powerful signal, you guys. I would not be surprised in the least if we saw some eruptive price action come out of this, okay? That's the expectation. Looking at the 1 hour time frame. The 1 hour time frame here. Bouncing off the 50 on the RSI. Getting overbought, bouncing off the 50. I like it. Not bad. Stochastics look bullish. And the MACD. The MACD's bullish, but I don't know if I really care about the MACD right now. And choppy sideways 1 hour. Doesn't probably hold that much weight, but sure, it's bullish. 4 hour time frame. Bouncing off the 40, looking good. RSI overall is very bullish. Stochastics look bullish here, and the MACD also looks bullish here, so good. All good things, right? I mean, to me, it just seems abundantly clear that we're about to pierce through this level here. It could happen today, if not over the coming days. I would be surprised if it took until Monday or later to pierce through this kind of area here, but again, it is the weekend. Sometimes your plans get put on pause if it's the weekend. I mean, that just happens. So, in life and in crypto, daily time frame rejected the overbought zone, and that's no fun. We identified this when it happened. We said that once we got that next day to close red, we said that we would likely come down to the 60 and bounce there, or the 50 and bounce there, or something in between there bouncing. It's less common, but hey, this is close enough, I suppose, to the 60. It's good enough. Coming back up. Rejecting the overbought zone is not good, but finding support here and getting back into the overbought zone, that is really good. You have to get back into it though, right? You can't just get a lower high. That would not be good. You want to get a higher high, okay? And that'll probably happen if we get a day to close above like 0036 or something like that. Stochastics look good here. The MACD is right on the precipice, man. I mean, this is another reason why I'd be very surprised if it took until Monday, because we're about to cross above the zero. This is typically a very powerful catalyst that allows the price to just literally explode. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we were at 004 or higher within the next 7 days. By the end of next week, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Weekly time frame, looking at this. Did we look at everything on the daily? I think we did. We looked at the MACD. We looked at the RSI, the stochastics, yeah. Weekly time frame. Stochastics are coming out of the overbought zone or oversold zone. You have 2 days, 7 hours left in this week. More like 2 days, 6 hours left in this week, something like that, or 6.5. The stochastics coming out of the oversold zone is typically, not always, but typically, a very bullish signal, right? When you get the blue and the orange to come out of the oversold zone, which if we close here or higher in the next 2 days and 7 hours, 6.5 hours, we will get that. Let alone if we close here, right now, and we don't go higher. If we close here and then next week we move higher at all, we will be out of here. So I think that the moment of action is very fast approaching, you guys. We're about to see some stupendous price action. And I do expect that, you know, if we were to move up from here, just think of it like this. We're at 0.04, maybe 0.05. We're somewhere in this area, right? That might be a good area to find a little bit of turbulence, but it might also be an area to kind of load up before we actually break out. And then that's kind of the expectation, is that we're in this overall phase of consolidation, however it might look. Maybe it looks like this whenever it's all said and done. We'll consolidate a little bit around this area, 0.04, 0.05, somewhere in that zone, and then we will break out. And then the real move will happen. This will be nice. It'll be exciting to go from 0.033 to 0.04, 0.044, 0.05. It'll be exciting enough to make this move. But it'll be more exciting. The very exciting move is what comes next. And I would expect that probably happens sometime in February, that we really ignite that move there. And then going into March, we should see an overall break of this range as a whole. I mean, February should take us above this high, and March should take us to where the high of this move will be. My expectation has been for a very long time that we will go somewhere between about 3 cents to 4.5 cents. We could stop at 2 cents. We could stop higher. Anything's possible, but I'm very confident on this 3 to 4.5 cent area. I don't have anything else that I want to say. I've said enough. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Weekly RSI bouncing off the 40 area. Good enough for me. Stochastics coming out. That looks great. MACD is back at the 0. Perfect area to be reset and just bounce from here. This is actually really good looks overall. I think the coming days, let alone the coming weeks and months, are going to be very exciting. Take care. See you later. Bye.